Hello, and welcome to Edumedia YouTube channel, your most preferred channel for credible, accurate, and useful educative information. In this video, we're going to look at how to renew an expired Ghana passport, a step-by-step process on how to apply for a renewed Ghanaian passport using the online portal. We'll start from buying of the voucher to the submission and scheduling of appointment for biometric data capture. Before we start this whole process, there are a few documents that you need to have handy. These documents are birth certificate, which shows proof of your Ghanaian citizenship, your old Ghana passport, your Ghana card, and other identity documents such as driver's license, voter ID, and so on, and then also your proof of profession. The first thing we want to do is to visit the Ghana passport website. Now, to do this, you type into the address bar passport.mfa.gov.gh. I'll leave this link in the description section box below, or I'll also leave it in the comment section. I'll pin it in the first comment section below. Now, on this website, what we want to go ahead to do now is to click on new user, register here. Now, we are clicking on this. The reason why we are clicking on this is because this is our first time coming to the website. We've not been to the website. This is our first time. So you click on it. Now, this will take you to a new page. On this page, I'll click on the sign up button at the top right corner of the page to access the sign up form. As I said earlier, this is our first time on this website. So we want to make sure that we register. We don't have an account here, so we cannot use the sign in form. We can only use the sign up form. Now, on the sign up page, I'll enter my first name, my other names, last name, a valid phone number, and then a valid email address and password. After filling this form, what I'll do now is to click on continue. Now, after we clicked on the continue button, a one-time password or an OTP will be sent to this phone number that you indicated earlier. So you need to make sure that the phone number that you put is valid and the phone is with you as well, because an OTP is going to be sent to that phone and you need that OTP to confirm on this page. So the next page here is for me to enter the OTP code that was sent to the phone number that I provided earlier. After entering the OTP code, you will be redirected to this page. Since this is our first time and we've not purchased a voucher before, we'll go ahead and click on make payment. We are not going to use the voucher. If you already have a voucher, you can go ahead and confirm it. So when we click on the make payment, this opens the passport payment page where I can enter my paying phone number and then select the application type that I want. I'll enter my names, email, and phone number. Then I'll select the application type that I want. Now, as indicated here, you'll see that we have the standard application, which has the 48 pages. We also have the standard application, which contains 32 pages, and then the expedited application with 48 pages, and then expedited application with 32 pages. Each of them have their amount specified here. So you go through them and you see the one that you want. This is the only amount that you're going to pay to the passport office. You don't need to pay any other amount. So what you select here is the amount you're going to pay. So I'll go ahead and then click on the standard application with 32 pages, since that's the option I can pay for. After that, I'll click on the make payment to complete the process. Now, when I click on make payment, the confirmation page is now shown for me to confirm the amount I'm going to pay and then the application type that I've selected. So as I indicated, I've selected 32 pages, which will cost me 100 cedis. So therefore means that I'll go ahead and then click on pay 100 cedis at the bottom here. Now, the next thing is for me to select the means by which I want to do this payment. If you want to do it through the mobile money option, you select that. If you want to use the short code *222# to do the payment also, that's also an alternative for you can do that. But we want to use the mobile money option or the mobile money option for the payment. So we'll click on that and then continue. Now, when you click on the continue, then you have the option to select the network provider that you have. So if you're on MTN, then you select the MTN mobile money. If it's Vodafone, then you select the Vodafone cash. If it's Airtel Tigo, then you select that option as indicated there. So I am using MTN, so I'll go ahead and then click on MTN and click on continue as well. The next thing is for me to confirm the number again. Here, there's a caution. MTN Ghana requires users to only make payment with the phone number they created the account with. So when we're creating the account page, telephone number that we use there, that's what is going to be used for the payment. So after checking and making sure that the phone number is correct, then I'll click on continue. It says here to complete the payment, you will receive a prompt to enter your PIN to confirm this transaction. And then at the bottom, you see waiting for payment confirmation. Now, when you do your payment on your phone, this portal is supposed to get the alert and then quickly move you to the next available page. It's going to move you to the next page where your application form will be available for you. So you can leave this page hanging. You go to your phone and then check. If the prompt did not show, you can go to your approval section of your mobile money wallet, go to the approval area, and then you check as to whether there's an approval, a pending approval from Ghana Passport. If it's a pending approval there, you go in and then you approve that transaction, and then the page will continue. I'm going to click on check payment status now. Now you can go ahead and close this. Just when I click on the close, then you see that the page is now redirecting me, taking me back to my passport application portal. And when it brings me there, it's still showing payment pending. At this point, you just have to be patient with it and relax, and then probably doing one or two things whilst you are still monitoring it, because sometimes it takes time, a bit of time, for the payment to reflect in the system and for the application to be released to you. Now, whilst I'm waiting, what I will do is to go to applications here, click on it. When you click on applications, you will have this page open for you. You have here uncompleted applications, and then you have here history. Uncompleted application, that is where your application form is going to appear. Then you can click on it and complete it. If you are finished filling your form, you've submitted the passport office, you've gone through the process, you've done everything, you've taken your passport, then this application form will be moved to your history. I'll continue to refresh this page severally until the application form is released to this particular section of the page. Alright, so after about 4 minutes or so of refreshing, and the application form is now released to my portal. As I said earlier, you're going to see it under uncompleted applications. So this is my application form, and this is what I've paid for. Standard application, 32 pages. So I'm going to go ahead, click on this and open it for me to start filling the application form. Now, the first thing you're going to see when you open your application form is that you're going to acknowledge as to whether you are filling this form on behalf of someone, and if the person can read or write in English. So you have to acknowledge that and select yes or no. Are you completing this form on behalf of an applicant who cannot read or write English? The next thing we want to do now is to select the type of application that we are here to complete. Now, we are applying for a renewal. Assuming we are here to apply for the first time, meaning we've never applied for Ghanaian passport before, we would have selected the second option, which is first time applicant. But in this case, we are coming for a renewal. So go down and then click on renewal biometric passport. We select that and then we click on continue. Now, the next page is requesting for a passport sized photograph. Remember, this passport size photograph should be less than 210 kilobytes. Obviously, you should have a uniform background for this. This is not the passport size photograph that is going to be on your passport, but this is going to be on the application form, so that when you submit it, definitely they know who is submitting and who is coming for the biometrics. The next option or the next page on the passport application form you need to look at is your details. Here you're going to fill information such as your surname, your first name, your other names. The information you are filling here, surname, first name, other names, are the same information that's on your birth cert. Make sure that you don't make a mistake. If your birth certificate is not with you, get it, put it beside you before filling this area. If your surname on the birth certificate is mistakenly put here as your first name, you have an issue at the passport office. You select your gender here, your date of birth, your town or city of birth, and then your country of birth. So on this page also, what you're going to fill is your height. Place your height, you need it in meters and centimeters. If you are in doubt, take your Ghana card, the height is on it. Write the same thing that is on the Ghana card. If you have 1.5 on your Ghana card, write 1 at the meters area, and then in the centimeters box, you write the 50. After that, then you put your national ID number here, your profession, you put those things, you put your social security number if you have any, your voter's ID number if you have it, then you put your country of residence where you reside at the moment. You put that the city in which you reside at the moment, you put that also here, the suburb where you stay, the street name, the house name, your digital address. All this information is required, so make sure you have them. The reason for this video is to make sure you are aware of these informations before you start the process. So make sure you have all this. You don't start and then you get to a point and then you need to now go and look for a digital address and come back. No, start and finish this at the same time. So this is the information that is needed. The next page on the passport application form is the education. So we're going to move to education. If you get there, there's a question there. Has the applicant received any form of formal education? Well, yes, if you have received education, then you click on yes. And then when you click on yes, you have the option to put in the school that you attended, the name of the institution, the period that you attended this institution, and then the address of the institution. You put that here. The next section we're going to look at is the citizenship. Now, under the citizenship, you're going to be asked details of your parents, your mom, your dad, their names, their nationality, whether they are living or they are dead, their hometown, their telephone numbers, their email addresses if they have any, and then their residential addresses. Residential address is very important. Hometown, very, very important. Of course, they have names, so you have to put that. If they are living, then you need to put that. If they are not alive, then you put that they are not alive. And at the residential address, you put their last known address there. You can either provide your paternal grandparents or your maternal grandparents, just one of them. So your mom's father or your mom's mother, your dad's father or your dad's mother, one of them. You need to provide them, and then you are good to go. After that, the next thing to provide is your guarantors. Now, there's a caution here. A guarantor must be a relative but not a parent. He or she cannot be a witness to this application. Your application will not be processed if you don't comply. Remember, you need two guarantors. These guarantors shouldn't be your parent. You've already filled your parent side. That is for your citizenship side. These same guarantors can also not be a witness to this same application. So if you have a brother and your brother is probably a clergyman or your brother is an MP, if you're going to put your brother here as a guarantor, then know that that same brother of yours cannot be put as your witness. So that is what it means here. The guarantors here do not need any qualification. They don't need any rank. So it doesn't matter the work your guarantors do. It doesn't matter whether they're in the formal sector or informal sector. It doesn't matter here. All that they need to do is to be your guarantors. They need to be people who are your relatives, your cousins, your uncles, your brothers, your sisters. They are all there. The next page before the preview page is the witness page. Now, the witness here, there's also a caution here for you. The same person cannot be a witness and a guarantor to one application. Your application will not be processed if you don't comply. Your application should be witnessed by a person in one of the following categories to whom the applicant is personally known. These are the categories of people that can guarantee for or that can witness this application form. These are people who are eligible to witness this application. Mind you, these people should have their stamps. They need to witness this. They need to stamp the application form and then sign. That is what they mean by their witness. You get your witness, you get their details, the full name, occupation, position. The final thing you have here is to preview your application. So you finish filling everything. You've gone through the whole process. What you need to do here is to preview and then sign the declaration. Now, in my case, I didn't fill anything. So probably when I scroll through all this, you will not see anything that is here to preview. But in your case, you filled something. So when you fill, you see a whole page that is there for you to check your name, your date of birth, and all those details that you filled in each of these tabs will be made available for you here to check. Now, when you check and you know that yes, everything is correct, then you click on sign declaration. The sign declaration page is going to be open. On this page, we are coming to sign the declaration. We are coming to declare that all the information that we've provided during this application is correct. Before we do this, we need to also indicate that we have held a passport before. Remember, we are coming for a renewal. Therefore, it means that we have to select the second option, which reads as I have an old passport that I want to attach to my application or one that is lost. In our case, we have an old passport. It's not a lost passport, but we have an old passport and we want to renew it. It's expired and we want to renew it. So you select that second option and then go below it, a sub-selection there, you select attached. That is the only thing you need to do here. Don't select the first option. The first option is for first-time applicant. Remember at the beginning of the application, we selected that we are coming for a renewal for biometric passport. That is why at this point also, we need to indicate that we have an old passport and then we're going to attach that old passport during the renewal or during the biometric capture. Now, after all this, then I'm going to click on I declare. A code is going to be sent to my phone number as well. So I'm going to put in the code here and then save the declaration. Immediately after saving the declaration, the next big thing we need to do now is to book the appointment. As at now, the passport application form provides you the option to book an appointment. You don't need to go there and then go and queue. There's an appointment that you book, and in a day there's a number of appointments that is available for people to book. When the number is exhausted, that particular day is blacked out, and then you can't book any more applications on that day. You have to move it to another day so that they will be able to control the queues and then the congestion at the offices. So this is where we're going to book our appointment with the passport application office. So you come here, you select your passport application center. On the right, you have the next available date, which you can go through and then see the next available date for each of the regional offices that we have, and know the region that you want to apply this passport to, and then the next available date for that particular region. So that is shown here for me, the date that I've chosen. So I'm now going to book appointment for the day. So I've selected the center. Now it's for me to select the day. So the next available date for the center I've selected is October 14th, 2020. So you click on book appointment. Now the calendar is open for us here where we can choose the appointment date that I want to book. I'm okay with the 14th that is set. So I'll click to book your appointment. I don't want to change it. I'm okay with it. And the time given to me is 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. I need to avail myself there for the process. So I'll select that and then continue to click to book the appointment. Now, when you finish everything, this is what is going to be shown for you. You see your photograph, your name, your details, all the details that you filled. You see it in a PDF. So you finish with your passport application form. This is what you've submitted to the passport office, and this is what you're also going to print. You print this, make a copy of this, and then you take this along with your birth certificate and other ID cards when you are going for your biometrics capture. Alright, so this is all that I have for you in this video. I hope you like it. If you do, please hit the like button. Please share this video to anyone that will benefit from it. And if you are new to the channel, consider subscribing. I would really appreciate your subscription. Share this video. Thank you and see you in our next video.